I've always been a person who is willing to try new things. Even though I'm definitely not the most daring or adventurous person, I'm never afraid to give new things a shot. My grandma has always been that person who seems to come up with new things for me to try, and we joke that she lives vicariously through me sometimes. One day, my grandma asked me if I wanted to learn how to fly. As usual, I said I was interested. So she enrolled me in something called Civil Air Patrol in order to help me get my wings. While I initially joined the Civil Air Patrol to learn how to fly, I also learned that I enjoyed doing community service through their program. Some of the community work I did through Civil Air Patrol involved selling wreaths for Wreaths Across America and preparing food for the local fly in breakfast at my hometown airport. I really enjoyed meeting new pilots and connecting with my local community through events like these. After getting my pilot's license and graduating from high school, I seriously considered going to college for aviation, but I decided to put that on hold since I wanted to explore more options before committing myself to a career. I went to college as a biology major with a loose idea of having a job in the medical field someday as a doctor. Not really knowing what to expect, I joined the College of Biological Sciences at the U of M to help me accomplish my goal of getting into medical school. My first couple of years in college were fine, but I kind of felt like I was just going through the motions of your typical pre med student. I was taking so many science classes to the point where they all started to feel the same. My classes were boring, and it wasn't until the summer after my sophomore year that I found something truly special to me. Once again, it was my grandma who found a job and suggested I work for AmeriCorps at my local charter school, which turned out to be an unforgettable experience. I learned how to teach kids in an engaging way, how to learn from them, and how to communicate with them. I also got to go on so many field trips and try new things with the kids. We went to places like the Goofy Goat Farm, the Minnesota Science Museum, the University of Minnesota Arboretum, the Mall of America, the Mankato Makerspace, and the Blue Earth County Fair, just to name a few. As I worked at the school, I began to realize that I had a passion for making education more interesting for students so they wouldn't have to go through my same experience. For my whole life, school has seemed to be more like a drill and less like a place to learn. I went to a private school, and any sense of passion for learning basically disappeared after that. I felt so much pressure to get good grades and test scores that I wasn't actually learning anything. After working with the kids at my charter school, I noticed how much better they could learn when it was something that actually interested them. From that moment on, I have dreamed of one day having an education system that prioritizes creativity, inclusivity, and accessibility over a meritocracy. Not even a year later after my AmeriCorps job, it was announced that the school would be shutting down due to test scores not being high enough. I remember how upset I was when I heard this. It wasn't the school's fault that the students were coming in several grades behind. It was the system's fault. It wasn't fair for the place those kids called home to be shut down. Many of them were bullied out of public school and couldn't seem to learn as well in other traditional schools. That charter school was the only non-traditional school in my area. Although I was upset, I knew I had to keep pushing forward to make a change. My passion for caring for others also extends to caring for the environment. From a young age, both my mom and my grandma instilled in me a strong desire to protect the environment I lived in. My grandma has a farm, and some of our land is under a thing called CRP, which stands for Conservation Reserve Program. Growing up, I was constantly surrounded by wildlife, prairie, and forests. Helping my grandma take care of the land taught me to appreciate both my privilege in being able to live in such a nice place, and it also taught me to protect the precious habitats, ecosystems, and landscapes that I loved seeing every day. Because of this, I decided to take my passion for environmental justice to the Sierra Club, where I helped in protesting, tabling, and handing out petitions. After my time at the Sierra Club, I wanted to go back to working with kids. I volunteered at the Ronald McDonald House during their summer camp as an intern, and it was a blast. I had so much fun playing with the kids and sharing stories with them. My most recent experience has been at 826 Minneapolis. This is an after school writing lab that focuses on uplifting BIPOC voices. I have really been enjoying the creativity that the students bring to their stories. I also recently had the opportunity to give the students a writing lesson. I decided to do a Mad Libs activity, and I think both myself and the students had a lot of fun doing this. This gives me hope that writing can still be a creative and engaging process. Although I seem to have a variety of different community experiences and career interests as a CESP member, they are all united by my drive to make the world a more equitable place. Equity can be tackled from multiple different angles, and I believe my unique experiences after trying so many things, often inspired by my grandma, helps me promote equity from a more holistic lens. Mary Bateson writes, When you are able to see multiple levels of changes and consistency, you are empowered to make decisions in your life. In the future, I'll continue to stay unapologetically open to new careers and volunteer opportunities as they come my way. From medicine to education to environmentalism, I'll never really know where my life will take me next.